Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to A Place in Space. And yes, it's been a week since we've done this already, so this is good. It's Tuesday. Welcome back. It's a new comic book day. Let's roll. Kicking off on a book, and stop me if you've heard about this one before. This is Batman vs. Spawn Unplugged edition. What's that, I hear you ask? Well, if you ask us here at A Place in Space, I'm going to call it a colouring book. But DC want to call it Unplugged, which at this point, considering they've already done 87 and a half covers for it, I'm not entirely sure how far you go. What do you go from here? Do you just give it a completely blank book where you've got to draw your own story and they will give you the balloon words? I don't know what they do. Either way, this is a complete expose for some of the most gorgeous looking Greg Capullo art you will ever see, all in black and white. However DC want to market that to you, it's very cool. The completionist, I've no doubt, I'm preaching to convert here. You've already bought the damn thing on pre-order. However, if you did want to try your hand at colouring in, that's good for you. And if you just want to look at some very pretty Greg Capullo loveliness, that's out for you this week. Moving quickly on to a book I can barely show you because this is all we've got left. This is the Planet of the Apes variant cover for Avengers Forever issue 14, of which big doings are afoot with one Mr. Doom. Lots of new characters teased within, so dare I say this is probably already sold out on pre-order as well, nearly. We will try and get more of this. We will try. If you can't find the main cover, don't panic. We do have a few of this one in stock as well. But either way, that's very cool. That is the Planet of the Apes cover with one Mr. Howard the Duck running amok, dare I say. Moving on to one of my favourite properties ever launched by DC. This is all thing from the brainchild that is Sean Murphy, a very angry writer. There's a lot of grit whenever you read anything to do with Batman, White Knight, or Beyond the White Knight. When I say angry, I mean this is basically, for me anyway, the book that launched DC's Black Label universe. It was certainly the first one. It was the first one to come along with the DC Black Label emblem. And the style of writing that Sean Murphy comes across with is just aggressive. Like, you're in for a wild ride whenever you read a Sean Murphy book. It's good. 8 Billion Genius. This is the penultimate issue, part 7 of 8. However, if Amazon have their way and they have bought up the property, dare I say, you'll probably get a sequel for this, and the book hasn't even hit Amazon yet. Enormously popular. I think we had the entire range of 1 to 5 reprinted, not only last month. You can bet your bottom dollar you'll be seeing more of that book very soon. Now, this is very cool. This is just good old-fashioned comics. And normally in these videos, I make a point of harking on and barking on around about the razzmatazz and new and number ones and whatnot. Every now and then, I do like to slow down and give praise just to good fashion comics that's done how they should be. This is Ryan Ottley and Donny Cates writing Hulk. And this is part 4 of World Hulk. And I have to say, Ryan Ottley's artwork, absolutely sumptuous. This is just good arty comics being done. Arty, not, sorry, that's the wrong word. The art in here is what I meant to say. It's just lovely. It's very detailed, but not overly so to the point where you're not unaware that you're reading comic books. This is just comics done right. Long may it continue. And I have to say, looking at the pre-order numbers for that particular title this week, Hulk is absolutely slaughtering it. The Invincible Iron Man #1, they came out very, very recently. Completely sold out. No less so because this gentleman wasn't it. Jerry Dugan and Juan Ferreira. Again, really, really beautiful ongoing good old-fashioned Marvel Comics right now. That's Invincible Iron Man #3. I did just mention #1 because that's hit a reprint this week. So if you wanted to start there fresh, you can. Now, let's move over to Dark Horse super quickly because Tim Seeley is a guy who hasn't been working for them too long recently. He's obviously launched the Rhodey somewhat recently, but to great acclaim, he's come off all things Hatch Slash and started Masters of the Universe Masterverse, which is his brand new ongoing anthology series working with a plethora of talent. You've got Eddie Nunez, Kelly Jones, Sergio Aragonés. This thing's going to kill. Kelly Jones, for me, is doing the Masters of the Universe Ghost Story, which looks to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, watch this space for all things Tim Seeley. Notionally a horror writer, so dare I say that will be quite a dark Masters of the Universe series coming your way very soon. Speaking of dark, holy smokes. Probably one of the darker things Marvel have put their pens to recently. This is the Murder World, the penultimate one-shot. All things going down with Moon Knight now. You've got one more to go, and I've written it down here. You've got Murder World is the final part. Game over. Finishes everything. Does Moon Knight survive? Only you can tell me. That's out now. Few indies to finish up, and then a lot more indies coming your way very soon. Stay tuned, because I'm going to want to speak to you a lot about that very shortly. Mark Millar infamously pitched this book back in the day, 2009, ladies and gents. Nemesis. Now, I can't say the exact words he used in the email because we're a family-friendly show here on a Tuesday night, ladies and gents. But basically, the pitch was, what if Batman was an absolute raging... Use your imagination. Use whatever you need to do, and it probably won't be enough. It's one of the most hyper-violent books that Mark Millar's ever done, and that is saying something. Anyway, Nemesis Reloaded #1 came out last month, and blew the bloody doors off the place with how much we sold of that. You loved it. We had a flick through it. It was awesome. Issue 2 is already out now. Issue 1 second print's on the way. Get involved, because I dare I say we will also not have this for very long. Spider-Man issue 5 is also out now. as is Trojan issue 2. I did hark on about this a ton last month. One of the very darkest things AWA has ever done. So a lot of this doing the rounds right now. This particular one is a Red Room. If you don't know what that is, be very careful when Googling it, because it's quite a dark psychological horror trope that's used a lot right now in horror movies and stories. But it's like a Red Room horror smash up with fables, and it was magnificent. Completely captivated me, page after page. The artwork was sumptuous. I've got to look carefully about what I can show. Just about. But yeah, very, very, very dark psychological horror set within the world of fantasy. And I'm going to finish on this super quickly for indies, but there's more coming your way. This is skin-crawlingly rough. That's Cullen Bunn doing a horror one-shot on Aftershock Comics. Cullen Bunn, if you don't know him, brilliant horror writer. He's doing a ghost story here. The house feels alive when I was flicking through this. I want to show you one page here. Look away if you don't want to see it, or if you're prone to nervous dispositions, because Cullen Bunn's grim. Just fantastic stuff. Feels awful when you're reading it, as all good horror should be. A few quick covers of the week, and then we will catch you in another video very shortly, actually, tonight. Right. I probably shouldn't really be saying this in the comic video, but sometimes there's good weeks, sometimes there's bad weeks. Sometimes there's weeks in the middle. For this one, the good covers, really popped. Because every now and then you get waved over by choice after choice after choice. This week, the covers of the week were very clear to me, because I thought we weren't exactly sport for choice this week. You had Simone Bianchi killing it on Gunslinger Spawn. Absolutely loving that. That's following up on his Kingspawn cover as of 2 weeks ago. Alex Ross, however, will smash it whenever required. And that's the latest in his lovely set of Fantastic Four portrait variants in black and white. Absolutely delicious, Alex. I love those. And if you haven't already seen, we will have our Alex Ross, let me say this straight-facedly, villain variant cover set coming on. They're all going to be one-shot covers. They're going to be spread across different titles. They will be on pre-order. Keep your peepers peeled, because they will go incredibly fast, and they will not be on one title. Okay, so if you're an Alex Ross fan, just stay tuned to our eBay pre-orders, because it's about to heat up crazily. Put this in this. We're completely sold out of this. I wanted to waffle on about it, but I ain't got anything left. It's just gone. One of the most proficient horror writers of his day, Jeff Lemire, using Swamp Thing as one of the greatest characters ever. That was the Swamp Thing Green Hell issue 2. This is the 1 in 25 Yannick Paquette ratio variant. We've got 2 left, ladies and gents. If you want one, be so quick. Yeah, that's going to go very quickly. Beautiful, though. Filled with little gruesome details there. As is this. This is Alex Ekman Hart over on the Art Brut cover B. Not a title I've been reading. I'm going to have to, because look at that. That's deliciously glorious. Kind of reminds me of something that Dave McKean might have cooked up whilst on meth for Sandman. Dave, I'm not saying you're on meth. I'm just saying that's probably what would happen if you fried your brain. Lovely. But for me, because I'm a bit of a fanboy for Bruce, I love that. That's Jason Fabok on the 1 in 25 second print variant. Couldn't forget. What are you for? Batman 131 second print 1 in 25 ratio variant. That's it for the main stuff, ladies and gents, for tonight. But bear with us, because we're going to have an indie spotlight video coming up for you very soon. Stay tuned. And we're back straight away, because I forgot again. Don't let yourselves forget. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe if you can. It really does help. And as always, we do love to know what you think. We've been hearing a lot more from you recently about what you're liking across a multitude of variety of formats: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And frankly, we do love to hear it. So thank you for that. Please keep it coming, and we shall see you all very, very soon indeed. This time I won't forget.